So these are the freshwater clams that we did a dissection on. See, preserved clams for dissection. We move over to the, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, chitons. Let's look at the specimens that we do have. If you see the shell on every one of these has multiple. Let's ignore that happened. So I suppose that'd be a good way to classify these. Move over to the Scaphopoda tooth shells. And these are tubular shells. We can see here they're open on both ends. Very important. You see, on every specimen, open at both ends. We can see these live specimens. Okay, there's a smaller one. Important thing, open on both ends. Stick like let's move on. Class Gastropoda snails. You see the shell differs greatly. It's kind of a cylinder. Right. Spirals upward to a cylinder shape. This is the only one that stands out, but it still spirals. You can see spirals inward. The majority of these, you can tell the spiral very well. You can always think of any snail, right? Snail, the shell always spirals. This guy's just looking at you all weird. That's fine. See, every shell has a spiral to it. This looks kind of crazy. So these would be the shells, the bigger shells, still spirals inward, you can barely tell. These have already aged. Yes. So we'll move on to bivalvia, which are more of the freshwater clams. So note that the class is bivalvia, clams, mussels, and oysters. We can see this is almost exactly similar to what we found in our dissection. Look at the inside. Yes. See, that would be one of the muscles to open and close the clam. That would be the other. Just have to analyze the inside of the shell. Here we have a dissected one, preserved, of course. I don't think we'll be tested on this, but there's a shag rug. This is a little abstract one also. We can see here, these are the more common freshwater. I don't know if you can see the numbers. I don't think you can. And try to zoom in on them. I don't think it'll work. Anyways, and here's the key on the back. I don't know if you can see it. Nope, pretty blurry. But you can always have a zoom key on your computer. We'll move on to the Cephalopodia, which is the squids, octopuses. This would be the timbered Nautilus. We can see the octopus. Sorry about the glare. This octopus looks a little mad. Devilfish. The squid also falls under this category. The squid. So, the octopus and the squid. Here's another squid. It comes apart. They also dissected it. And this falls under the cephalopod. So remember, cephalopod, squid, and octopus, Nautilus. But those aren't very common. Class Bivalvia is clams. Bivalvia is clams, mussels, and oysters. Remember that. Gastropodia, snails. Abalonia, mainly snails. That's a good way to memorize it, because we all know the structure of a snail. Scaphopoda, tooth shells. Scaphopoda, tooth shells. Remember, the way to classify it is they're like a tube open on both ends. Polyplecophora, those are the ones with multiple layers on the shell. You can see on every shell multiple. And the freshwater clams, which would fall under the Bivalvia. These all fall under, what do they fall under, Dennis?
Mollusks.
Phylum.
Mollusca.
And I suppose we're done here.